Hello. Today, we will discuss compliance and how it applies to caregivers in the home health setting. The compliance plan is an ongoing commitment that the agency reviews annually but also daily to make sure all rules are being followed. It offers a clear path to understand what does and does not need to be reported and how we practice business while we are working with clients and in the office. It keeps the agency and employees ethically responsible for any actions and decisions made in the field or in the office, as well as making sure that we are following all of the rules as required. And it encourages commitment from staff that they are following the rules while out working for the agency. The scope of compliance is quite extensive, starting with federal and state regulations provided by the United States and the state of Texas, which dictate how we can conduct business. Clinical standards of practice covers licensed personnel as well as caregivers that are not licensed but have rules of conduct they must follow. Accounting and billing, which determines which services we can bill for and how we will bill for them. Fair labor laws and OSHA for keeping employees safe and make sure employees are paid properly. As for contracts, the agency has contracts with insurance companies who have their own rules of conduct that they expect the agency to follow. Our agency has developed its own policies and procedures that all our employees follow. Legal standards are laws that keep us in compliance, and the best practices for the business, making sure that we are following these rules for the best for the client and the business. Administration reviews and adjusts compliance throughout the year. They write and inform on policies for the agency. Administration develops a plan for any changes that are made to the compliance program plan. At hire, annually, and as needed, the administration trains employees on compliance and any changes that have been made. Administration investigates any suspected compliance issues and follows through with corrective actions and reports those concerns to the board of the agency. Employees of the agency must keep up to date on the policy and compliance program provided. That means completing trainings and signing required documentation in a timely manner. An employee should report any suspected compliance issues and concerns to the agency as soon as possible. Employees are required to follow all compliance guidelines, ask questions, and demonstrate understanding of the compliance policy. The Office of the Inspector General is the enforcement arm of the federal government regarding medical fraud. They investigate and sanction improper conduct by medical organizations and their employees. Billing fraud is defined as billing for services not provided or needed, billing for services that do not meet standard levels of care, submitting a claim you know to be false, and billing for services using unqualified personnel or improper staff. The False Claims Act is a federal law in place to prevent this kind of fraud from occurring. Kickbacks involve an agency or employee paying for clients. There are also laws in place for kickbacks, such as Stark Law, which prohibits physicians from referring clients to businesses where they receive financial influence. The law is complicated, and sometimes the agency compliance standards and procedures can be confusing. When problems arise, you should always call your supervisor for assistance. During these times, it is the responsibility of your supervisor and the agency's compliance officer to assist you in resolving the area of confusion. There is never a reason to take a chance on violating policy or the law. How do we do our part? The agency and/or administration reviews charts on clients and employees, reviews and investigates all reports regarding compliance, maintains all records on all reports, and offers a safe place to report without fear of retaliation. The employee must report compliance concerns to your supervisor, must follow the compliance plan to the best of your ability, and understand your rights about good faith reporting and confidential protections.